What's going on here? You know what I just realized? The buildings of Undead Burg were probably reutilized or built on top of these Ulasil township buildings. They are like somewhat close, but they aren't like exactly. You know? Or maybe this was entirely renovated. Because the entire Ulasil township just fell to dark and was just dismissed or destroyed. Would be a very likely thing, because Sen's fortress is around like where this part is also, so they kind of also overlap in these buildings. They would have literally nothing in common to what Sen's fortress looks like, so even structurally, so. Dude, the amount of early 2010s videos that I have seen from this place of people just PvPing on shit fucking quality on YouTube. That is so nostalgic. Despite me never liking the PvP in this game for many reasons. The PvP, however, in Dark Souls 2 is still the best in any... Well, in any Souls-like game, we can say that. Even from Software Souls-like game or any other Souls-like game, the PvP is just the best in Dark Souls 2. It is a fact. Though, there are some people who enjoy Elden Ring PvP or Dark Souls 3 PvP in particular more than Dark Souls 2. But mechanic-wise, Dark Souls 2's PvP is still the best. Even if you go by... Does this open? Ah, so that's the crest key. I see, I see. So... I wonder why Goth was imprisoned here. Was he imprisoned or stationed here to watch over the Calamite in this area? Or watch over the Calamite? Like, why would his tower be locked up, you know? Like, he was probably sent here with Artorias as a pair or something. Or maybe he lives here. It's also possible, I guess. But yeah, Dark Souls 2's like PvP scene with the amount of unique builds that you have in that game and all of the other things. And then there's the actual like movement mechanics of the game, the combos that the weapons have, the variety of builds there is, and the countless amount of different weapons and armor sets that there is in the game compared to like think about this for a moment. Dark Souls 2 has, I think, the same amount of weapons and armor sets as something like Elden Ring does. And Elden Ring is a massive open world Souls-like game. Dark Souls 2 has the same amount of stuff in it for being a linear, like Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 3 type of experience. You know how insane that is? Such amazing variety in that game. I can't wait to play that after this game. In fact, I was gonna start with Dark Souls 2, but it just feels wrong to go straight to Dark Souls 2 and continue from there. Because Dark Souls 1 exists, of course, so I guess we are here first. It is my first Souls-like game, you know, after all, once again, but doesn't mean that, you know, some people are like, you know, the first Souls-like game that they play, especially the first From Software Souls-like that they play, will usually be like very high on top of their list of, you know, what was their favorite like Souls-like game. For me, that is not the case. Dark Souls 1, for example, is like, I think I maybe have Dark Souls 1 listed like somewhere between like 10 to like 20 like top games that I have played. For a reason. And then the top 10 has most of From Software's other games. Minus like Dark Souls 2. Because Dark Souls 2's like actual like movement, as well as the boss design in the game and the enemy variety is a bit... there's a lot of lackluster elements there that definitely could be a lot more up to date, I guess. Like, so many of the bosses, especially in Dark Souls 2, are just straight up garbage. Like, actually. So, yeah, as a PvP game, or PvE game, I think that's what I said, yeah? Dark Souls 2 is not very exciting, exactly. But when you take into account the build variety, and the different like characters that you have available because of the amount of build variety that there is, and then the absolutely S+ tier PvP mechanics that the game has, like it's got insane amount of replay value because of those reasons. So that alone gets it significantly higher for me than, say, like Dark Souls 1. Despite Dark Souls 1's PvE being actually just better than Dark Souls 2 for most areas and enemy designs and bosses. But yeah, let's go kill ourselves the Calamite so that we can get Gob's help for it.